Hi, I'm Heather from Going Batty, and today we are going to make chicken fajitas. We're going to start with our marinade, and the marinade has pretty much just garlic, some citrus. I have lemons here. You need an oil, like an olive oil. It's got jalapenos, salt, pepper, cumin, chili powder, and I think cilantro. Cilantro, that's the other thing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just start by chopping up. I don't have any fresh jalapenos right now. I've got them planted downstairs, but they're weed. They're like little tiny. So we're just gonna use some of the jarred jalapenos that I put up last fall. So we're gonna start with that. We're gonna chop up our garlic and we're gonna chop up our jalapenos. What I have here is a gallon size Ziploc bag. And so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and put our garlic and our jalapenos in here. And I will leave the recipe in the description down below and also over at the Going Batty website. So we're gonna go ahead and use some cilantro. I have this right now because again, my fresh herbs aren't growing yet. So this is just some cilantro. We're gonna put some of that in there. We're gonna take a lemon. Whenever I squeeze my lemons, I do cut side up, so that way the seeds don't go down into whatever marinade I'm making. We're gonna add in our cumin and our chili powder. And you can follow a recipe. I just kind of eyeball it. You know, I just kind of need, I don't know, maybe about a tablespoon of each of those in there. And then we're gonna put our salt in. And this is just kosher salt. And then we're gonna put, I have grapeseed oil here. You can use olive oil or whatever, actually really whatever kind of oil that you have. So this is about, I don't know, 1/4 to 1/2 cup, just depending on how many chicken breasts you're going to use. I'm going to trim up these chicken breasts. So I'm taking off like right here, you've kind of got this piece of fat and like a little bit of cartilage. Save that because you can use that for chicken broth. I have a bag in the freezer that is labeled chicken bits, and that's what I put that in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in half because these are pretty thick and it just makes it easier to cook them. That way you know they get done completely through, and it makes them marinate quicker. And so I'm just gonna slide these into here. We are now gonna take, so we've got all of our stuff in here. We're gonna take, and I'll pull it out so you can see it, but you're going to squish out as much air as you can out of this bag because you want all of that stuff kind of touching the meat so it marinates. All right, and then we're just going to kind of
squish it around.
Squish it around. And we're gonna let this sit. You wanna let it sit for at least a half hour. You can let it sit overnight. Just, you know, put it in the refrigerator and let it sit.
Or couldn't you put this in the freezer too?
You can. You can actually do the marinade, put the chicken in, put it in the freezer, and then when you thaw it out, it'll start marinating. So we're gonna put this in the refrigerator because we're having this tonight. And then the rest of my chicken here, I'm just going to put in a Ziploc bag so we can have for another night. We are now going to make our cilantro lime rice. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a couple of teaspoons of oil in here. And the reason I'm doing that is you need to coat your rice. We've got our oil in there, and now we're going to put in our 3 cups of rice. And what you want to do is you want to stir this around until all the grains of rice are coated with the oil. And it's going to start to toast a little bit, and you'll smell it. It get kind of almost like a nutty scent to it. So I don't know if you can see this, but the rice is all coated in the oil, and it's starting to turn actually a little translucent and get kind of that glistening look to it. That's what you're looking for. And then now we're going to put in, so we've got 3 cups of rice. So you want 1 part rice to 2 parts liquid. So we're going to put in 6 cups of water. So Kate, can you hand me my water here, please? So here is 4 cups of it. Can you get me 2 more, please? And while Katie's getting the rest of our water, we're going to actually put in a couple of pinches of salt. So you want about a teaspoon of salt for every cup of rice. So we're looking for about 3 teaspoons. So that's about 3 pinches. And then this is the rest of our rice. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring this up to a boil. You want a tight fitting lid, and do not pull the lid up. Once it comes to a boil, put the lid on it, turn it down to low, just like a simmer, like a 2 or a 1 on your stove, and just let it go for that 15 to 20 minutes. We are now going to do black beans, and again, we're trying to make our fajitas stretch a little further. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 cans of black beans. Don't drain them now. If you have a smaller family, you can just use 1 can. But we're going to add a pinch of salt, just a little bit. And then we're going to put in about a teaspoon of chili powder, a teaspoon of cumin, about a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. You can use fresh garlic if you want. I'm just out of it now. I used all of it in my marinade. And then we're going to put in 2 bay leaves. And then that's it. We're just going to let this simmer and let all of the fake flavors kind of meld together. So this is a lot like the black beans that you get at like Chipotle or something like that. Have gotten our pan pretty hot. Like I've got it set on like 7.5 to 8. So you want it screaming hot. You want to put a little bit of oil in it, and then we're just going to do a little bit of our chicken at a time. Alright, so cast iron will let you know when it's ready for you to flip something. So what we're looking is for it to be nice and to have some nice browning on it, like that. And it won't stick to the pan. So if it's wanting to stick to the pan, it's not ready to flip over yet. So we're going to go ahead and let that cook. And then we're going to take these, put them in a 170-degree oven and just let them rest while I cook the rest of the chicken breast. Our rice is done, and we're just going to kind of fluff it up, and you can see there's no liquid left in it. So what we're going to do is going to fluff it up, and then we're going to add in our lime juice and our cilantro. So then does our lime juice and our cilantro. And we can add more as we go, just to see. We just have to get it mixed in to see how much that we need in here. We are going to put the vegetables in the same pan that we cooked the chicken in because it's got all that flavor and seasoning from the chicken in there. So I'm just going to do these in batches, and we're going to make sure the heat's up pretty high. We want to get them where they're not like soggy, but where they're kind of brown and that they still have a little bit of a pop to them. We have all of these lovely juices from the chicken, so we're just going to put the chicken back in this so that they can, and we'll toss it around in there so that these juices can go back onto the chicken and give it some more flavor. We're going to go ahead and put one of these together. So here is our cilantro lime rice. And then we're going to put some of our black beans on here. Put our vegetables. We're going to put our chicken. Some black olives. Some lettuce. Salsa. Cheese, a little bit of sour cream, and a couple of the peppers. So there you go, that's what it looks like. So that is our fajita bowl. Now you can put these in tortillas. I just am choosing not to, so like I said, we're trying to modify our diet a little bit because we've got somebody in our house who's struggling with gluten a little. But this is something that you can do in a bowl, and it doesn't have to be in a tortilla shell. But if you like the tortillas, then by all means go ahead and use the tortillas. So make sure you like and subscribe. Leave any questions down below, and more updates as we go. Bye!